Ever pondered about which corners of California are less illuminated by the glamorous spotlight? Or as we like to call it, the not-so-golden state? Allow us to navigate through these uncharted territories today. Brace yourself as we delve into the unexpected aspects of this state. Stay tuned as we count down the top 10 cities in California that might just make you rethink your travel plans, or at least invest in a good security system. Kicking off our list at number 10 is Modesto, the city known for its agriculture, not its safety. Now don't let those lush fields and bountiful orchards fool you. Modesto is more than just a haven for walnuts and almonds. It's also a haven for, well, let's just say, less savory activities. The city boasts a crime rate that makes the evening news sound like a bedtime story. And by boasts, I mean in the same way one might boast about a bad tattoo they got on a dare. It's not exactly a point of pride, petty theft, burglaries, carjackings. It's almost like Modesto's trying to collect the full set of crime bingo. And let's not forget about the violent crimes. Those numbers are rolling higher than a pair of loaded dice in Vegas. But hey, on the bright side, if you're a crime novelist in need of inspiration, Modesto might just be the place for you. So unless you're a fan of high crime rates, you might want to steer clear of Modesto. Coming in hot at number 9 is Stockton, a city that's more famous for its crime than its ports. Now, don't get me wrong, Stockton has its charms. It's got a bustling port, a vibrant downtown, and a love for asparagus that borders on obsession. But when it comes to safety, well, let's just say it's got some work to do. You see, Stockton has a bit of a reputation. It's the kind of place where you're more likely to meet a mugger than a movie star. But hey, at least it's not boring, right? There's always something going on, even if that something is a police chase down the freeway. Now, I'm not saying you shouldn't visit Stockton. Just, be aware, keep your wits about you, and maybe invest in some good running shoes, because in Stockton, the most popular sport might just be the 100-yard dash. If you're planning a trip to Stockton, remember to pack your bulletproof vest. At number 8, we have San Bernardino, where safety isn't exactly a selling point. Now don't get me wrong, this isn't Gotham City and you're not likely to bump into the Joker on your morning jog. But the city's low safety score and high crime rate do make it a place where you might want to keep your wits about you. San Bernardino is a city that's got a bit of an edge. It's like that rebellious teenager in the family of California cities, always causing a bit of a stir. With a crime rate that's higher than the national average, it's safe to say that San Bernardino is a city where the concept of personal space might be taken a little more seriously. But hey, every cloud has a silver lining, right? In San Bernardino's case, that silver lining is its rich history and cultural diversity. So unless you're into living life on the edge, San Bernardino might not be your ideal vacation spot. Oakland takes the 7th spot on our list, where the Golden State Warriors aren't the only ones shooting. Now let's not get it twisted, folks. Oakland is a city of vibrant culture, diversity, and a rich history. But let's face it, it's also got a reputation for being a bit on the risky side. With a crime rate that's been described as higher than the national average, it's easy to see why. And while we're not saying that every corner is a scene out of a crime drama, it's certainly not a city where you'd want to leave your car unlocked. Humorously enough, the city's unofficial motto could be, Oakland, come for the food, stay because your car got stolen. But hey, at least the food is good, right? And who knows, you might just run into Steph Curry while you're filing your police report. So if you're planning a trip to Oakland, you might want to rethink your strategy. At number 6, we have Merced, where the crime rate is higher than the average temperature. Now, if you're the kind who enjoys a bit of danger with your morning coffee, Merced might just be the place for you. Boasting a crime rate that would make even the most seasoned action movie hero sweat, it's safe to say that Merced is not for the faint of heart. In fact, the city's unofficial motto might as well be, if you're not in trouble, you're not trying hard enough. And let's not forget about the local pastime of figuring out which is faster, the speed of light or the speed of local thieves. But hey, it's not all doom and gloom. Merced does have its own charm. After all, where else can you get your adrenaline fix just by stepping outside your front door? So unless you're a crime enthusiast, Merced might not be your ideal holiday destination. Taking the 5th spot on our list is Redding, where the crime rate is as high as the city's beautiful mountains. Now don't let the stunning views fool you. Redding, with its picturesque landscapes, has a crime rate that could make even the bravest among us break into a cold sweat. You'll find more than just hiking trails and breathtaking sunsets here. There's a good chance you'll also encounter some unsavory characters. In fact, the crime rate in Reading is so high, you'd think the local pastime is not hiking, but rather breaking the law. But hey, every cloud has a silver lining, or in this case, a handcuff lining. The high crime rate keeps the local police on their toes. They're so busy they could probably compete in a marathon. So if you're considering Reading for your next vacation spot, remember it's not just the mountain heights that will take your breath away. So unless you're a thrill seeker, Reading might not be the best place for your next vacation. Antioch is on the 4th spot on our list, where the crime rate is the only thing that's booming. Now don't get us wrong, Antioch has its charms. If you're into riverside views and a rich history dating back to the gold rush, then this city might just pique your interest. But let's put it this way, the gold in this city nowadays is more likely to be in the form of stolen jewelry. The city's high crime rates and safety issues are indeed a cause for concern. It's like they're trying to set a high score in a video game, but unfortunately, it's not the kind of leaderboard any city aspires to top. It's a bit like being the best at being the worst. But hey, every cloud has a silver lining. In Antioch's case, it's the adrenaline rush you'll get walking down the streets after dark. So unless you're a fan of high crime rates, Antioch might not be your ideal vacation spot. Coming in at number 3 is Clear Lake, where the crime rate is anything but clear. Now, Clear Lake, bless its heart, is a city that's been trying to clean up its act for a while now, but it seems to have misplaced its mop. It's a bit like that one cousin who always shows up to family gatherings with a new get-rich-quick scheme. You want to believe him, but he's still driving that same beat-up old car. The city's crime rate is so high it's almost as if the local hobby is grand theft auto, not fishing. It's a place where you might want to consider investing in a sturdy lock, or 2, maybe even 3, and perhaps a guard dog, or a dragon. But Clear Lake is not all doom and gloom. It does have its charms, if you're into adrenaline-rushing, heart-pounding urban adventures. So unless you're a fan of high crime rates, Clear Lake might not be your ideal vacation spot. Barstow takes the 2nd spot on our list, where the crime rate is as hot as the desert it's in. Now don't get me wrong, Barstow has its charms. There's the Route 66 Mother Road Museum, and the desert sunsets are a sight to behold. But it seems that the sun isn't the only thing going down in this town. With a crime rate that would make Al Capone blush, Barstow has earned its place on our list. It's like the Wild West out here, folks. You'd better check your 6-shooter at the city limits because the tumbleweeds aren't the only things rolling through the streets. And let's not forget the safety issues. If the crime doesn't get you, the heat might. So, if you're planning a visit, remember to pack your sunscreen, your water bottle, and maybe a bodyguard or 2 just in case. So unless you're a fan of high crime rates, Barstow might not be your ideal vacation spot. And finally, the number 1 city you should probably avoid in California is Emeryville, where the crime rate is as high as its rent. Yes, you heard it right. Emeryville, the city that barely spans 2 square miles, boasts a crime rate that would make a mob boss blush. Now don't get me wrong, Emeryville isn't all bad. It's got fantastic shopping, a bustling nightlife, and a population density that rivals a can of sardines. But when it comes to safety, let's just say, it's not exactly their strong suit. Picture this, you're strolling down the street enjoying an overpriced latte when suddenly you stumble upon a crime scene. Not the ideal way to start your day, right? And let's not forget about the sky-high rent. It's enough to make your wallet weep. So unless you're a fan of high crime rates, Emeryville might not be your ideal vacation spot. And there you have it, folks. The top 10 cities in California that might just make you reconsider your travel plans. From the wine-sipping, crime-dodging escapades in Modesto to the not-so-sunny side of San Bernardino, we've sure had an interesting tour. Oakland's got more than just the Raiders to worry about, and in Merced it seems like the mermaids have traded their shells for shells of a different kind. Reading's more red alert than red carpet, and Antioch, Clear Lake, and Barstow have certainly put the wild back in Wild West. Emeryville, though, takes the cake. But hey, who needs safety when you've got such exciting stories to tell? Remember to subscribe if you enjoyed this video and stay safe out there, folks.